Hi, Bryan Colter here, Evolutionary Astrologer, for your horoscope report for the Libra full moon. And although this full moon happens on April 7th, I'll really be describing the astrological weather for the next week and a half or so. And the weather is pretty intense. It's whipping up wild winds right now for a variety of reasons. But we all know where we're at. Social distancing, we're all in, hermit mode right now for protection of ourselves and others and to stop the spread of this thing. And really the Kickstarter for this pandemic, at least astrologically, was the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that happened in January. And Saturn-Pluto, when they come in aspect to each other, happen usually during big events like 9/11, both world wars. And as I was looking down the barrel of 2020, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Pandemic is definitely on the list of potentials with Saturn-Pluto events, but I didn't really feel that was coming, although here it is, But what I did see coming, and many astrologers saw coming, is what it feels like to have this event. The details is hard to pin down. But really, what does it feel like? Okay. Typically, there's constriction, there's control, there's isolation, there is greed and power struggle. And through the extremity of experience, the powerful, the rich and powerful try to gobble up more power. Certainly did that in 9/11. And some people even think some of these wars and stuff were orchestrated just to do just that, to gobble up more power. And I feel like we're seeing hints of that happening again amidst this pandemic, experiences the likes of which none of us have really experienced. We're in a whole new world right now. It's pretty intense. But we can see governments still, while this is happening, trying to gobble up more power. Now, will it work? I don't believe so. I have a much more optimistic point of view during this particular event because it has so much Aquarian energy, which is about freedom, individuality. So really, to me, it's about breaking free from the constraints of power and control. And sure, they can try to do it again, but I don't feel like it's going to work this time. And also we have Jupiter in the mix in a big way this year because we have the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, Jupiter, the planet of optimism and hope. So I think things are going to work out. Is it going to be a tough road to get there? Yes, but I think after this plays out, we will feel more free. And the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that happens at the end of 2020, and also Jupiter with Pluto, as I've been saying, a lot of Jupiter. And the one way to look at Jupiter-Saturn is the falling of kings. And since I think we're headed towards more freedom, individuality, interconnectedness, exploration of more expansive technologies, I think the falling of the kings will be the falling of the evil kings, those who wish to keep us enslaved. Now, the energy right now is pretty intense, okay? Looking at 2020 as a whole, all these major events, all these wheels within wheels clicking together in the same year. I knew it was going to be big, and of course you're looking, as an astrologer, you're looking at, it's a hot year, but you're also looking at hot zones within the year, where the energy is at a maximum pulse or peak. And this is one of them. Up until about right now, I'm filming this April 6th, until about April 15th to 16th. Okay, but especially right now, we're getting this maximum pulse of energy because we have Jupiter-Saturn in a conjunction right now. Jupiter-Pluto in a conjunction right now. And we also have Saturn and Mars, known as the two malefics, next to each other in the sky. That always promises some fireworks. And not only that, but we have the same Mars in a square to Uranus. Now, Mars is the god of war. It's about conflict. It's about action. And, Mars, compared to at least the, outer planets, moves pretty quickly. And whenever we look at any of the inner personal planets, I look to those as trigger events. So here, the triggering planet of Mars is next to Saturn, simultaneously squaring Uranus. Mars, the war god, squaring off with Uranus, the god of earthquakes and lightning bolts. Okay? Maximum pulse of energy, of tension. It's like throwing a lit match into a pile of fireworks. This energy reminds me of Jurassic Park, actually, the first one, the good one. And, you know, if you remember in that movie, for those of you who have seen it, the character played by Samuel L. Jackson, they were in a little bit of a pickle. They had to get something done in their mission. I forget exactly what it was, but in order to accomplish that task, they had to turn off all the power. And of course, when you turn off all the power, all the security fences keeping the dinosaurs, you know, in their confined zones were no longer working, and the dinosaurs were left to just roam free. Meanwhile, these humans are trying to accomplish their mission. So turning off the power with a bunch of man-eating dinosaurs in the park was a very scary proposition, and this is where the tension of the movie really hit a maximum pulse. And the famous line, or at least famous in my opinion, because I've always remembered it, is before Samuel L. Jackson turned off the power, he said, "Hold on to your butts," you know. So this is kind of, this time for me, what it feels like is hold on to your butts. You know, something big's going to happen. Okay, the lit match thrown into the fireworks. Now, my goal here, the opposite of my goal, you know, I'm not trying to instill fear in anyone, you know, exactly opposite of that. You know, I'm very hopeful, optimistic, okay, because we definitely want to keep on the higher level of human consciousness in terms of emotions and thoughts that we feel. And there'll be more to say about that in a little bit. But it's also useful to tell you, you know, the extreme nature of the energy we're feeling, the hot zone within the hot zone happening right now, just so you can be mentally prepared if anything does happen. And what will happen? You know, forks in the road there. I don't really know. And with Uranus, the wild card in astrology, you know, the cliche that comes to mind is expect the unexpected, which is kind of a useless phrase, but fun to say, you know. But that's kind of the spirit of this. And, well, if I had to hang my hat on a guess here, I think it has to deal with secrets becoming revealed, you know, obscured information coming to light. The reason I believe that is there's 2 planets in astrology that deals with dishonesty. And that's the planet Mercury, the negative side of Mercury, and then one negative component of the planet of Pluto. Now, Mercury right now in the sky is right next to Neptune. So that's something I didn't mention. We have a Mercury-Neptune conjunction in Pisces. And this Mercury and Neptune are in a beautiful 60-degree, what's called sextile, to both the Jupiter-Pluto. Okay, and sextiles are a really positive aspect. They're supportive to one another. So now we have to understand, you know, okay, here we have these 2 planets of secrets, of lying, of dishonesty, in a supportive aspect to each other. Something unexpected is about to happen. You know, Jupiter's in the mix too, putting an expansive quality on all of this. There's a lot of confusion in the mix, which is a very Neptune subject. But I feel like there's going to be some truths that come to light this week. I don't know exactly what that is, but I think it'll be very interesting, very revealing, maybe even shocking. So the falling of kings through secrets revealed may be one potential of this. Now, in terms of emotion, okay, we are all feeling emotion so strongly now. Just with the tension of all these planets, okay? But also, this is really strengthened by the full moon in Libra, which is happening again on April 7th. And this isn't just, you know, a run-of-the-mill full moon, okay? This is what's called a supermoon. And actually, it's the biggest supermoon of 2020 because it's at its closest point to Earth that we'll see this year, okay? So there it is in full bloom, full manifestation, reflecting the light of the sun. And full moons have been proven to affect our moods. Okay, the moon actually represents in astrology our heart, our emotional world, our subjective reality. So we have all the tension of all these heavy hitter planets dancing together in aspect to each other. And then we add to the mix this biggest supermoon of the year, hence why there's so much energy pointed in this hot zone. And we're all feeling emotions very strongly. Now, with Saturn, Pluto, Mars, we're feeling really a pretty vicious cocktail of emotions, at least on the negative spectrum. Feeling anger, a lot of fear, a lot of grief, a lot of despair because there's so much suffering on the planet right now. All that confusion and uncertainty about where we're headed. A lot of people are thinking, the people who are really spiraling out of control into darkness, are thinking this is apocalyptic. And I'm not in that camp at all. And I'm not trying to downplay the severity of this event. Not at all. Okay. But when reading the symbols, I really think I always circle back to Aquarius energy. As we enter into this age of Aquarius, we will feel more free, supported by Jupiter. And tapping into the Jupiter energy of hope, of optimism, is a much higher level of consciousness than fear, needless to say. I've talked about it in previous videos, but we have what's called the scale of consciousness, from 0 to 1,000. And at the highest level, we have Jesus, God consciousness, enlightenment, and at the lowest level we have, really the lowest consciousness emotions are guilt and shame, because they're just so self-damaging and lifeless, okay? It's my belief that the whole reason we're existing here as souls on planet Earth, the school of hard knocks, is simply to learn, grow, and evolve, become more God-like, climb the ladder of consciousness. Everything below 200 on the scale of consciousness is all the negative emotions and thoughts that stem underneath the umbrella of darkness, let's say. Everything above 200 is under the umbrella of love and light. So do you want to be on the light side of the force or the dark side of the force? Now, the average level of consciousness on the planet is about 90 to 95. Okay, pretty low average. And of course, I think that average is much lower now, because we're feeling such pain and suffering, grief and despair and fear. So, although the average, I think, especially over the last 10 years, has gone up substantially because we're going through a major spiritual growth spurt right now. Right now, since we're experiencing all this turbulence and turmoil, it's starting to sink even lower. So, the best thing to do is strive for higher levels of consciousness, of course, as always, right? And the one I want to pinpoint or pick on here is serenity. Now, serenity on the scale of consciousness is about 600. And if you can stay there, you're doing really, really good. But of course, it's very hard to stay there. Now, the reason I'm picking on serenity here is because of this full moon's in Libra, just to circle back to Libra. And really, that's one of the highest octave emotional expressions of Libra is serenity, because Libra, the lover, it's about connection, okay? It's ruled by Venus, the goddess of peace, tranquility, and serenity, okay? So trying to get away from the fear, which is really hard right now, and strive to be in this more serene, hopeful place is really the ultimate goal. And the more we can stay in that place of serenity, okay, the more we can affect not only, our close loved ones in our house, okay, we'll be a shining beacon in our own house. We'll feel less stress within ourselves, be less susceptible to contracting this disease. So it's good for, everybody around us, but really everybody on Earth. It's been proven that meditation, which of course raises our consciousness, mass meditation, of groups of people, affects the world and actually lowers the crime rate of the world when we do that, okay? So within this sea of consciousness, this interconnectedness of all souls on the planet, the more higher level of consciousness we can be, we're doing our small little minute part of raising that average, from 80 or 90 to maybe 91 or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. We're just doing our small part and serving as a lighthouse, a shining beacon of light to help those who are lost. Maybe they're trying to stay afloat on their dinghies in the turbulent water. They're about to capsize. They're feeling grief and despair, and they see that shining light of guidance, and they come to the land where they're more safe, where they're more on solid ground. So we can become more like lighthouses and set an example for other people as a shining light in this very traumatic experience we're all having. For those of you who've been following my work, I like to do guided meditations at the end of these videos, so we can take the astrological energy, apply them to a specific meditation exercise to achieve the desired effect. In this case, striving for that 600 range emotion of serenity. And with Mercury conjunct Neptune, in Pisces, this is a really powerful time to do just that. And also in terms of group meditation, if anybody's interested in doing like a live call where we can do a group meditation together to help with peace and love on the planet, because it's been proven, again, that consciousness has an effect on cosmos, I'd be happy to do that. So if you're interested in something like that, leave some comments below so we as a community can do our part to help. Now, circling back to Libra for a minute, we talked about meditation helping, but with Libra, we can understand very Libran ways to also cultivate serenity. And this is how we can use astrology, the symbolism of astrology, to help us evolve, hence evolutionary astrology. That's the whole focus of this work. And Libran activities that help stimulate that inner calm and peace. We can look at the archetypes of Libra. Libra the artist, Libra the lover. It's a relationship-oriented planet, so connection with our loved ones. Now, it's likely that, we're kind of trapped in our homes here, that there will be, since the energy is so intense now with this supermoon and all these other planets, that there will be some rather charged emotions within the house, within ourselves. But of course, our closest partnerships and family, we tend to trigger each other and press each other's buttons. So just be aware of the intensity of the emotion right now, and do our best to not get sucked up into interpersonal drama, because what we need more than anything right now is love and connection, negotiation, teamwork, love, relationships that feel very equal and grounded. And if we can, do our meditation practice, get relaxed within ourselves, become less susceptible to those turbulent emotions, and just find an inner calm with our loved ones, connection with our neighbors and stuff like this. I know we're kind of trapped in our houses, but it's a time to be very community oriented, although maybe this has to be through the internet for now. But it's about connection ultimately, and we can find peace that way, through that very Libran path. And then, of course, artistry. It's like playing music, for example, getting lost in the interplays of tones and rhythms. We enter the zone in the very present moment. And in that present moment, that still point, you find a beautiful pocket of peace. And the title of this video is Eye of the Storm. Now, the eye of the storm is the most peaceful part of the hurricane. Here we're experiencing this massive hurricane all around us, okay? Chaos, but we're trying to find that center point around which the merry-go-round of life orbits, and it's orbiting very, very fast right now. Okay, so we can do this through meditation. We can do this through art. Maybe you have some, you want to start guitar lessons. You've been fantasizing about starting to pick up the guitar or play the piano or start to draw. Maybe you sign up for some online classes or something. Or maybe you're already artistic. You could really dive into an artistic project. We got plenty of time, why not? But through art and through relationships, we can also, with the meditation, tap into this higher consciousness subset of emotions. Now, this whole time, to me, feels like a great awakening. Is it difficult? Absolutely. But I'm very optimistic about where this is headed, and I think it's a great awakening. The reason for this is because Uranus right now, and Uranus rules Aquarius. This whole theme, I think, is us heading into this Aquarian age more firmly. Aquarius, the awakener. Uranus, the awakener. You know, there was many, many years ago when I was very lost. I was a very lost soul. There was somebody who hurricaned into my life and hurricaned out of my life. She was only in my life for a couple months. But sometimes you run into somebody in your life who serves as a beautiful disruptor. She snapped me out of a long stupor. And that period of my life, it actually was my first Saturn return as well, was a major course correction for me. And she served as a catalyst for that. She wasn't trying to change me, nothing like that. It was just her energy. And she was actually an Aquarius, too, with a strong Uranus in her chart. And even though this was way before I started studying astrology and knew anything about it, I called her the Awakener because she woke me up. Okay. And then, of course, I found out she was an Aquarius with a strong Uranus. But she, although it was brief, played a critical role in my life, playing that catalyst. And that's what this energy feels like for me, this year as a whole. Through the secrets revealed, the falling of kings, all that other stuff, all the suffering and stuff. But really, it's the deteriorations of old structures that aren't working anymore. So we can evolve and wake up. So we are waking up. That's a beautiful thing. Sometimes waking up can be pretty disorienting and confusing. It's like, imagine being in a coma for 30 years or something like that. And you wake up, it's like, you don't even know what planet you're on. Okay. So we'll feel a bit lost, a bit disoriented, but really, I think we are headed into a phase here of humanity where the sky's the limits. And I'm very excited to where this is headed. But for now, we're at right now in this hot zone, amidst the hot zone. We're holding on to our butts, try not to clench your butt, just kind of relax into it, okay? But we are rapidly evolving through the pain, and we're attempting to be serene, attempting to stay within the eye of the storm so that we can raise our consciousness. That being said, I'd like to transition into the meditation part of this video. I'll be using technology known as binaural beats, so for the best effect, it's good to use headphones because it helps to sink you into that meditative state more quickly. Sit in a nice, comfortable position with a straight spine and begin breathing slowly and deeply into your stomach. Nice, slow breaths. See if you can feel your heartbeat in your chest. Tap into that rhythm, that pulse. That is the breath of life. Six heartbeats per inhale. 6 heartbeats per exhale. Nice and rhythmic breathing. As you inhale, see light enter your body, white light. And as you exhale, feel all the stress leave your body. In, out. focus your attention on your left foot. Concentrate strongly on the left foot. And now move up to the ankle. The left calf muscle. Now move up to the left knee. Left thigh. Left hip. Now feel your entire left leg. See your entire left leg now as a white color. Now focus on your right foot. Right ankle. In the calf now. In your right knee. Move up to the thigh. In your right hip. Now feel both of your legs at the same time and see your legs as a bright white color. Now feel your lower back and lower abdomen. Now your middle back and all of your stomach. Feel your liver, spleen. Now move to your upper back. Feel your entire back relax and soften. Your right shoulder. Right bicep. Upper arm. Right elbow, forearm, right hand, in your mind's eye, feel your right hand before you and see in the center of your right palm a red dot from a ballpoint pen. Look at the dot. Now move your attention up to the left shoulder. Left upper arm. Elbow. Forearm. Left wrist, and now your left hand. In your mind's eye, see your left hand in front of you. And in the center palm of your left hand, see a blue dot from a ballpoint pen. Look deeply into the blue dot. Turn your attention to your chest area. Feel your lungs expand and contract. Feel the skin of your chest press against your shirt as you inhale. Move your attention up to the throat area, front of the neck. Try not to swallow. Feel all the throat muscles relax. Now the back of the neck. Feel all the tension in the back of the neck soften and let go. Now the ears, back of the head, top of the head, try to feel all the hair on your head. Now the forehead, eyebrows, eyelids, feel your eyelashes, and now feel both of your eyes. Feel the nerve centers that go from your eyes to the center of your brain. Feel them soften and relax. Now feel your cheeks, jawbone, chin, lips, and your nose. Feel the tip of your nose. Upper jaw, lower jaw, and tongue. Now feel your entire body at the same time. See your entire body emanating a bright white light. All colors are in white. God is in all things. Now turn your attention to your heart area. Feel your in and around your chest. Listen to the heartbeat. Tap into the pulse of life. See a pink nebula form in the center of your chest, in and around your chest. Each time you inhale, you see the pink nebula grow brighter and stronger. You feel peace in your heart. Feel self-love. Feel gratitude. Life is a blessing. See the pink color go brighter, and see the nebula grow into a sun, a bright sun, pink sun, shining in all directions around you. Feeling love for yourself and love for others. Feel the serenity and the peace in your heart. Now visualize somebody in front of you, somebody you know. You can be anybody. Maybe somebody you have tension with. Be really good. See them before you with a neutral expression on their face. Now send this pink energy out to them. See your love surround them and connect with their heart. They still have a neutral expression on their face, but they're starting to feel it. Your heart is connecting with theirs. And feel their love and connection connect with your energy and send it back. And you notice the expression on their face is starting to change, starting to soften. They're starting to feel the joy of connection between you. You are too. Their expression changed to a beaming smile. You can see their eyes smiling back at you. See the pink color grow stronger and stronger. Now visualize the entire earth in front of you. And send the pink energy out of your chest in and around the entire planet and all the beings on the planet. Wishing peace and serenity on the planet. Sending love to everybody on Earth. Start to see happiness on the faces of other people. Start to see joy, hope, optimism. Visualize everybody starting to leave their house for the first time in months with happy looks on their faces. Feeling more free, more connected, more excited and joyous. As they enter into this new awakening of peace on earth. Now return your awareness back to your chest area. Now your whole body. And again, see your entire body shining a bright snow white color in all directions. All the cells of your body shining a bright light. With the superpower that is your soul's intention, say, I consciously choose a better future for all. I consciously choose to be free. I consciously choose to be serene.